Hello, world. Tonight, just rambling because I haven't done this in a couple of days, and I knew I needed to do a broadcast. And not really sure tonight exactly what to say. I guess I should have had that all together, but I want to talk about what's in my mind is the low place. So, just a few moments of honesty. These last couple of days, I have been believing for a new vehicle. And there have been some challenges along the way. There have been some moments of, like today, just frustration, I think, of the whole process. Um, Getting approved for the car, yay, and picking the car has proven to be a very challenging and frustrating chain of events. And today, really almost coming to the point where I was almost ready to pick a car that I really just don't like. I just don't care for this car. Um, but the car was everything that I guess need. And then feeling frustrated because of my reasons for picking this type of a vehicle. And, quite a few other things that went on. And then when I went to call to see how much the insurance for this vehicle would run me, um, was enough to frustrate any human being. So I find myself tonight mentally frustrated because this really should, my incense, this really should be a fun and an exciting adventure, but it's proving to be, it's not heartbreaking, it's proving to be a little more difficult than I wanted. And usually, in the commercials, when you see people buying a car, it's exciting. They're like, oh yay, we're out shopping, and then you see with the keys later, and like, yeah. And I'm just not feeling that way. And it may be because I haven't had to have a car note in years, and I do mean years. And now entering back into this type of an arena. So tonight, just kind of in a low place, not a hopeless place, but just kind of in a low place. And that's simply because things have not manifested like I had envisioned. And although, yes, it is happening, my frustration is because it's not exactly working like I thought it would, or the process isn't going how it would. So I have to, in times like this, follow my own advice, and that is trust the process and keep mentally cultivating my thoughts and my belief system for what it is that I'm believing God for. Another thing that I wanted to talk about is sometimes when things don't happen like we think they should happen, or like we hope they should happen, it does bring some sense of disappointment. And what I mean by that is that even though we all have an idea of how things are going to work out, we all have that in our mind. We all, and that's part of us being people of vision. That's a part of us being a planning society. We oftentimes get in our mind how we think this is going to work and how we think this should go and what way we should take and what's going to happen when we do it that particular way. And when it goes another kind of way, it brings about a little bit of disappointment or down. You kind of feel a little down or sadness. And so that's kind of a little bit of where I am today. And I'm not sure that I will post this video. I'm not sure if I'm going to just keep it in my private collection. Because I most definitely always try to inspire you guys. And I try to give you the upswing, but also in that I also have to give you moments of honesty where the upswing sometimes does have a downswing. So today, with all of the good that has happened today, and there's been, don't get me wrong, it's my birthday weekend or weekend, and my daughter has done a phenomenal job in trying to make sure that her mommy enjoys. But I'm because there's some things on the table that I'm still actively working on and actively believing on, then it does kind of keep my focus in another place. And I know today that when this portion of the journey is over, then I know I can breathe somewhat, because then it's time to go into the next leg of the journey. So I said all that to say, when you're believing for something, especially when you start believing for really big things, when you start believing for things that, and by right, and let me just give a disclaimer. If I just went in and was okay with whatever they gave me, and I didn't have an idea what I wanted, and it really didn't matter, this would be a whole different conversation. But because I have a vision of what I want, it's making this conversation different than what it normally would have been. So if I went in with absolutely no expectation and said, I just want a car, whatever you give me, I'm fine with. I just want a car. This might be a joyous occasion. This might be, oh, yay, I got a car. I manifested a car. But when you have a special order, that's the key word there. When you have a special order that you're believing for, it makes things a little different. When we walked into the car dealership day before yesterday, mind you, been going back and forth to the dealership since Saturday. And we started scouting out dealerships on Thursday. So now it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Today is Monday. That's 5 days of this. We walked into the dealership on Saturday. There was a young lady in there, and she wanted this particular car. And they were like, well, we're going to get it, and we're going to have it brought in just for you, and, all these other things. And this lady was like giving them a really hard time, so I thought. And she's like, no, because I need to see it first, because I'm very picky. And I'm standing on the side looking at this lady like, God, lady, give these people a hard time. And today, even though I was not as boisterous as that, my whole language, they could say, because they kept telling me, they said, we want you to be happy. And it doesn't look like you're going to be happy with it. You're not. When you leave out those gates, when you cross that line, we want you to be happy. And you don't look happy. And I wasn't. Oh, because I'm also torn between buying things as a mom. When you have small children, there's certain things that you buy because you have small children. And buying things as a mom of adult children, of which one is in a place of higher education. And then buying things as a woman who is coming out of having small children. So whereas before I would have gotten the SUV with the third row seat or the minivan, because I was like, well, I got children, this and the other. Now I'm sitting here looking at these same vehicles like, I don't really want that. And I remember saying to the guy, like, you can't even date in this. What the heck? He said, and he says to me, he goes, you sound like a dude. I was like, well, hey, this is just not what I want. So here we are tomorrow. We're going to go back to the dealership, the car lot, dealership, whatever they are, and try this again. He said he was going to get another car, some other cars in, and let me know what he found. But I will say that even though I know it's going to happen, and even though I'm believing it's going to happen, and even though all of the chips are in their place to make it happen, it's still frustrating all the same. So, I don't know. I hope this helps somebody else. If you're in a place that I'm in a place, hey, hit the thumbs up. Leave a note down below. Talk back at me. Have you ever been in this place where you're just about there to what you've been asking and praying for, and yet it just seems like everything is right, but it just don't feel exactly like you wanted it to feel, or you're not reacting like people think you should. Like the lady kept saying, you should be happy. Why are you not smiling? You don't look happy. In the back of my mind, I feel like a spoiled child. Like, I don't want that car. I don't like that. And I don't like that either. And I don't like that either. Feeling really, but not wanting to keep going, because this is lot number 3, and I don't want to keep going places and keep letting them run my credit, and I don't want to do that. So I'm at a, what the heck did I do to myself? I don't know. So tomorrow we'll tell the tale. It's been 12 minutes of me rambling, but I figured I would just share. I hadn't shared a video in a while. It doesn't mean anything's wrong. It doesn't mean I'm out of sync. It just means that the process is a little more detailed than I thought it would be. And I don't know. I can't even tell you what we got. So now the video is getting ready to start lagging. So it's telling me, we've had enough. So y'all have a good night. I love you. Anything is possible. I promise. Thumbs up, share, subscribe in the event that I decide to make this public. Have a good day.